Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Chang Show. Everything that we make comes directly from your guys' support, and we wouldn't be doing it without you. So, without further ado, let's get straight into the episode.
It's Jacob and AJ's Denhoff.
What's going on, Brody?
What's up, bud?
Chilling. Kind of tired. Long weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, last weekend, here's where I'm at. Last weekend, people would be like, how you feeling? And I'd be like, tired, but it's cool. I feel like I've been doing cool stuff, spending the energy well. And then this weekend was, again, a lot of stuff. And someone would be like, yeah, how you doing? And I'd be like, tired. And I'm on E now. So now I need to really chill and sleep a lot more. And,
Yeah.
Definitely been burning the candle.
For sure. But hey, it's fun, though.
Yeah, it's fun stuff. I think I'm definitely realizing the importance of having the structure and the routine to do things like exercise and sleep enough and journal and do everything I need to do to take care of my own health and well-being. So that when I do get busy and want to go from thing to thing to thing and keep editing videos and making music and I don't lose track of time and lose track of my own body's needs.
Yeah.
So if we're trying to find that balance. But it's a cool problem to have, I guess, in some ways.
For sure.
I feel blessed to have enough opportunities that I'm stressed about double booking or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely not a bad problem to have. I've been feeling the same way. I haven't been as quite active as you, but definitely all the stuff that I've been doing, really fun, really exciting. I'm having a great time, but yeah, it definitely does take a toll after a little bit. And but anyway, Record Store Day was this weekend, and that was a lot of fun. We spent the whole day at Bananas Records, and it was great. I had a great time. Lots of really good live music, lots of cool vibes, lots of cool new people, and
shout out Muiza, shout out the Dissenters, shout out the Pilot Waves,
Yep.
shout out Glass House Point,
Yep.
shout out They Hate Change.
Yep. Shout out everyone. Glass House Point, never heard of them before and never listened to any of their music until I saw them live, and I absolutely fell in love with their music. I seen them live. I was like, oh wow, this is really good. So I went onto Spotify and started listening to music, started saving songs that I liked and whatnot. So that's always cool to find new cool music. But then They Hate Change. They had a really very energetic set.
Oh yeah,
very energetic set. It was sick. We got some good footage from that. And then we also did an interview with them afterwards, which was super cool. But other highlights for me, I guess they had a chalkboard wall, and I was writing on that shit. And I was doing my little graffiti tags and whatnot. And I guess the manager, Jenny, thought that was super cool and invited me and this other guy that we were with, VY, shout out to VY, asked us to come back and do their hip-hop room and hit it with some graffiti and make it look a little bit more hip-hop, I guess. A little more grunge. And I was super flattered, and I'm super excited to do that in the future. Hopefully, I can put that together.
Yeah, that last tag you did came out so clean. Did you see the one that VY did later that night?
Yeah.
You saw that one on the wall?
Yeah. He showed it to me. He was like, what do you think about the shadows? Because I was giving him tips about the shadows shading. And he took my advice from when we were doing it at Bananas and doing it after. I saw his shading on his throw up, and I was like, that's way better.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially on the V, great stuff. But yeah, so I had a great time, and it was cool because I don't flex my graffiti muscle all that often, and when I do, I kind of forget that I'm decent at it.
Yeah, we all want you to too. I'm like, yo, you make some graffiti, and you're like, yeah, I'll get to it. I don't know if it's just something that you need to wait for it to strike, or
I don't know. I've had little spurts here and there. It was really, I was into it a long time ago when I was in middle school and the beginning of high school. I was super into it, and I've always been a little vandal who likes to write my name on stuff. But yeah, it's a cool thing. It's a cool thing.
Yeah,
I like doing it.
It's cool though for somebody to see that art that you create and recognize it and be like, yo, will you do more of that? Will you do do this wall too.
Yeah,
That's got to be cool.
Yeah, it was super humbling for sure. I was very thankful that people could see that, and especially like with VY, like meeting him and like shooting the fashion show for him. He's like this cool figure in my head,
Yeah,
and then for him to like kind of like not look up to me, but like respect my game.
Yeah.
It felt really nice. So
Yeah.
shout out to graffiti. I've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, one thing I love about VY too is I feel like VY's somebody that like applies that artist mindset to just so many aspects of life.
Yeah.
Like just the whole way he moves through anything he's doing.
Mhm.
He's coming out with the mindset of like, how can I create something out of this? How can I make this like a special experience for somebody? Or
Yeah.
I love that mentality.
Yeah, I talked to him a little bit too about tattooing because I know he does the tattooing.
Yeah.
Asking how he got into it, and it was kind of just like a natural thing. He said, he was just good at art, good at drawing. I guess someone like said that he should look into tattooing, and someone got him like a cheap tattoo set, and he's just been doing it ever since.
Yeah.
And he said something to me along the lines. I was like, "Oh, I think you could do good or have fun doing tattoos." And I don't know. Interesting thought.
Yeah, is that something you'd want to try?
I would like to try it at some point. He said that he's doing like palm size tattoos for like $65. And he invited me to get one. So I'll go and like check it out and see, and maybe get myself a nice little tattoo. I haven't gotten one in a really long time.
Yeah,
but I've been diving deep into tattoo like history and culture recently.
Yeah.
It's been something that's been very fascinating to me. And checking out all the different art styles and seeing it. It definitely has like a romantic aspect to it. It's like this kind of like underground thing, but now it's so popular. I feel like probably half the people you meet have a tattoo of some sort.
Yeah.
So
I think especially places too, that certain places you go to, like I'm trying to remember who said this, but I remember somebody saying like, if you're in like New York City and you don't have tattoos, you look naked.
Yeah.
But I feel like Tampa's kind of like that too now, where there's just so many like cool tattoo artists,
Mhm.
and people just love getting, like you can just get art just on your body, just have it
Yeah.
decorate yourself.
It really is cool. It's like you can have good art hanging up in your house, but you're not walking around with it.
Yeah.
This is like a moving museum, basically,
Yeah.
of your inner mind and emotions. I think.
Wow, that's deep.
I think it's really cool. Yeah.
Wait, can you say that again?
It's a walking museum of your inner thoughts and emotions.
Wow. Yeah, I guess because if there's like an idea or like a concept or an image you think about a lot, you could be thinking about it all the time, but it's hard to express that to others. But then you can just put it on your body, and then people see it.
And then they'll ask you about it or not ask you about it,
Yeah.
and then you get to talk about it, and also you get to see it every day. I kind of like look at mine, and they're almost just, like I just kind of almost sometimes forget that they're there because they're just like a part of me now. I've had them for so long.
Yeah.
You don't have any tattoos, right?
No, I don't have any.
Do you plan on getting one in the future?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely will. I have some ideas that I've been cooking. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Citrusound a little bit. Citrusound.com. Check us out. You're gonna do a Big Calf episode.
I think so, but
It'll probably come out next week.
yeah,
But
I
we
don't
can still
see-
talk about it.
Yeah, we can talk. Maybe we just talk about the project generally.
Yeah.
Citrusound.com. CITRUSOUND.com. It's been fun. It's been a cool way to. One thing I've really enjoyed about it is making an episode and putting a bunch of artists on it, and then like meeting the artists in person.
Mm-hmm.
And at first it's kind of awkward because I'm like, oh yeah, like I did this radio show thing, and like one of your songs is. But then it's cool. I think like people appreciate the shout out. Like people appreciate. Yeah, just showing love to the art that they make.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's one thing I'm excited to continue is like encouraging the people that we feature and have on the shows, like asking them like, yo, you want to do an episode? You want to put us on some of your friends that are making cool stuff, or like some people that have a sound that you think fits this vibe. So yeah, I guess we're gonna keep doing. I'm honestly down to do more than once a week.
Yeah, me too.
I think maybe if we just do ours once a week, and then any guest ones can just come out,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, I like the urgency to put out guest episodes as soon as possible.
Yeah.
I think it helps hit that instant gratification. You know
It's
what I
just
mean?
good for like, yeah, because it like builds the Citrus Sound catalog, like it gives the artist content. Like the people on the episode appreciate the shout out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know who loses.
Yeah, it's a pure net
really.
positive.
Yeah, it's just a pure yeah. It is not a zero sum game. It is a positive sum.
For sure. For sure. Man, I've been doing graffiti for a long time. I was thinking about it, and I think it was like since like middle school, probably even before then.
So what was that, like 12 years ago?
Yeah,
Like beginning of middle school?
and yeah, and actually probably through elementary school too. So I've been doing it
Okay.
for a majority of my life. I have this one memory specifically of my grandfather. I can't remember how old I was, but I was definitely young, definitely in elementary school, early elementary school as well. And my grandfather was drawing letters, and then showing me how to put like a perspective shadow on it. And I just thought that was the most fascinating thing ever. So I just practiced doing that all the time. And then eventually, like when I got a little bit older and I was like on YouTube and on the internet more, I found out about graffiti. And I was like, this is everything that I love about doing my little doodles. Because I was never a good drawer, like drawing plants or animals or people or whatnot. That was never like my strong suit. It was always words. And so when I found graffiti, probably around like end of elementary school, beginning of middle school, like I really fell in love with it, and I like dove straight in, and I like made my little graffiti name, and I started just writing on everything. And it's interesting to think about it and go back that far and see that, wow, I've been really doing this for like 15, 16 years maybe. How old am I? 24, about to turn 25. I might have been doing this
Yeah, like
for
15 years.
For 15 years, yeah.
If you started in elementary, then yeah.
Yeah, and of course not every day. You know, there was a big time where like I did it every single day for years when I was a kid, but then there's been lots of time in between where I didn't really draw at all. But
I think you've done other creative and artistic things that feed into that though.
yeah, for sure.
Like I think the time you spend doing graphics or doing photography or even like video editing.
Yeah, it reminds me. Also, I guess that reminded me of another memory from middle school. It was 8th grade. End of 8th grade, we were doing like superlatives, right? And I got voted the most artistic at my middle school. And for whatever reason, that like really irked me because I thought that I was more than that. Like I remember being like kind of upset about it because I was like, everyone just sees me as like this artist guy, but I'm like way more than that. And
Interesting.
And yeah, so I like.
So you didn't take it as a compliment. You took it as a box.
Yeah, I did. I saw it as a box. Like people were just telling me, "Oh, you should like be an artist," but that's not what I wanted to do. Like I knew that's not what I wanted to do. I didn't know what I wanted to do at the time yet, but I knew that wasn't just me. Like I wasn't just an artist. So I spent a lot of time like trying to get away from that. But I guess I was thankful that my parents didn't really let me, and they kind of continued to push me, and that's why I ended up at Blake.
Yeah.
Because they were like, you should go and try for like the art department.
Blake being a performing arts magnet school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Blake High School. Sometimes. Performing arts, high school, magnet school.
Here,
so
keep going. I'm gonna play keyboard.
All right. So you had to apply to get in. So my parents encouraged me to apply, almost forced me to apply. And I remember I didn't get in the first time, and I was relieved. I was like, fuck, thank God. But then I applied again, and I got in. And then I went to Blake for art, and I went through the whole wheel, and I did photography as the final decision, my final major. And I really liked photography for a long time. So yeah, I guess I was always doing something artistic, even when I didn't feel like I wanted to be doing something artistic or doing something different. I definitely think our vlogs were a part of that artistic vision at some point.
Artistic.
Yeah. Just doing something creative. I guess that's always just kind of been what I've been trying to do, and I was running away from that label for a long time. I don't know why. I guess I just didn't want to be considered an artist. I can't really tell you why.
I think one thing I like about the vlog too is a lot of the ways that arts was taught at Blake, you were taught to be very intentional and like study people from the 18th century, and everything you did needed to have like a 10-page written statement about the artistic intent. And the vlog was cool because we would just like take videos and then whatever we had at the end of the day, throw it into Windows Movie Maker and put something together and put it out.
Yeah.
And like it's cool to have art that you spend 10 years on and like art that has deep artistic intent. But it's also cool to just create something and just see what it, what it is.
Absolutely. Yeah, I guess I've just been thinking about art a lot recently and its role in my life and how artistic I want to be, or how much of that identity I want to hold on as my own. And I guess I'm still struggling with figuring that balance out, because I guess the last thing I've ever wanted to be was a starving artist, and for a long time I figured that was the only possibility. It's like, if you're gonna be an artist, you're gonna be a starving artist, and only like a very select few of very talented, prolific people end up doing anything big. But nowadays, with how social media has come along and changed the fabric of society and how creative pretty much all of that is, and seeing that there are lanes that you can go down that scratch that itch of creativity, but also, can slightly more guarantee a normal life in terms of income.
Like having stability as an artist.
Exactly. Having stability, doing something creative, is new to me, and honestly to the whole rest of the world as well.
Yeah. It's interesting. So like the field I'm most informed about is music, but there's definitely been a shift in the model of how people who create music make money. So like record labels were dominant for years and years and years, where the only way you could really make a stable living on music was getting a record deal. And now like that's kind of broken up a little bit, but also streaming services pay so little, and people don't really buy CDs and records as much as they used to, that we still got to find. But like there's a bill that's I think it's going through the House right now that would basically require streaming services to basically pay a lot more per stream, because like they're just keeping most of the revenue, just because nobody else has the leverage to be like, you should actually pay us more for, like they could be paying a lot more than they are. But yeah, maybe something like that. I think this bill too, I'm not super familiar with the details, so I don't know if it would be net positive, but like one element too is like, once an artist is earning a certain amount based on streaming, let's say they're earning like $1 million a year per streaming, all of that extra revenue would get distributed among smaller artists. Especially like the way Spotify works right now. Like, let's say I pay $10 a month on Spotify, and I only listen to They Hate Change, and you pay $10 a month, and you only listen to Taylor Swift, or whoever. Let's say Taylor Swift. And we're but the thing is, even though I only listen to They Hate Change, most of my $10 is going to Taylor Swift. Just because Taylor Swift gets so many more streams. Yeah. That they put everybody's money in a pool, and it gets divvied up. Whereas like maybe I just want my $10 to go to the people I listen to. And you can like buy merch and buy physical copies and things. Yeah.
But isn't there like Bandcamp or something?
Yeah, there's Bandcamp. But if we could have that with streaming too, like if I could, if our $10 that we give to Spotify could actually just go to the artists we listen to, instead of like most of it going to, Taylor Swift and Drake and Travis Scott.
That'd be super interesting. That'd be super interesting.
There's people that have advocated for it. So like Jack Stratton posted a long video the other day, basically pitching that Apple Music should start doing this.
And who is that?
He's the I guess main member of Wolfpack and like Wolf Records. But then like also has solo work and does stuff with Fearless Flyers and like a lot of projects. But yeah, that's a model he's advocated for. I think it would be. It's just still record labels do have power in that they have ownership of a lot of these masters from bigger artists. So in theory, they could, if Spotify or Apple Music or whoever wanted to change the model, the record labels could say, like, Universal or whoever could say, like, okay, well then you won't have Billie Eilish songs, and they'll be like, oh no, just kidding. I don't know. I think there's we got to find a better model. I don't know what it is yet, but
capitalism.
Capitalism.
Capitalism is interesting because I feel like now, late stage, we've like
Denhoff gets into economic theory.
we've min-maxed like or especially like the big five companies, the FANG companies or the Mang, whatever they're called now,
Yeah.
have like really min-maxed how to like make profit. And it'll be interesting to see if there is ever a shift towards more sustainable practices of I almost said communism.
No. I mean, it just depends.
More sustainable practices like what we were just speaking.
Yeah. I mean, something like, for example, there's like a decentralized version of Twitter called Mastodon. That's like pretty cool. Like, it's a little bit more work to set up, but it's like a federated system where like there's different nodes and you kind of have to join up with each other. And like there's all these models for something like a social media platform, or there's like I forget what it's called, but there's like a decentralized version of YouTube where everything is peer to peer. But I think people just don't care enough to go through the work to use something like that.
Yeah, definitely not.
So we all just use Instagram and Facebook takes all our money basically. Or even like phones. Like we could have Android phones and like have open app stores, and
But people pick iPhone.
but yeah, I mean, I have an iPhone and I like it. It's a great product.
I love my iPhone. I love all my Apple products. The ecosystem. Oh, that lizard just caught a bug. Wow.
But then the result is that Apple definitely holds a lot of market power.
It's a give and take, I guess.
I don't know.
Because I don't complain about it for sure. Like, I'm not complaining about late stage capitalism and how we're getting min-maxed as consumers, and how debt is like the like just credit card debt is like something that a lot of people struggle with, including myself. But am I complaining about the comfortability and what's the word I'm trying to use? Whatever. Am I complaining about the comfortability that I have using all these products and all these services that make my life just easier? No. If anything, I'm a big fan.
So you're happy about late stage capitalism?
I guess so. It makes my life better. But if there's some people who come along and try to change it in a way that is positive for other people and that makes sense, and that changes, I'll be happy to follow along with that change as well. I'm not too invested.
You're not too invested in
my life.
Oh no, you should be.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm invested in your life.
Yeah.
I'll be a shareholder in your life.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
Whoa, what if you sold? Yeah,
Sold shares of your life.
I guess that's basically what it's like being like. Are there any like YouTuber companies that are publicly traded? I don't think so.
No idea.
Probably not. They're probably private owned. Yeah, imagine like selling stocks, but it's equity into your personal.
That'd be nuts.
That's late stage.
Now,
That's
late stage
now
capitalism.
Now I feel like we're early. We're not even there yet. Dang.
What time are we at?
We're at 24 minutes.
All right, we can go for like another 7 minutes.
Go
or
a little
so.
more. What are we talking about? We're talking about. That's crazy. We just went into like econ.
I mean, it's something that we're interested in, at least.
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna draw a little graffiti thing right here.
I love me some econ. I took some great econ classes. I've been trying to get. I need to look for it. There's this book by Mises. Mises. Let me see what it's called. I've seen it a couple times, but I've never gotten a copy.
Mises, like
Yeah.
Jesus,
No, Ludwig von Mises.
like Mozart. Bing, and then bong.
Yeah, I do think that's
Dang.
definitely
Bang beef.
a big concept and a big issue is the balance of like using debt, because like debt is very important. If we were in a system where there was no such thing as debt, it would take so much time to build anything or like invest in anything. Like if you're building like an apartment or an office or something, you like borrow the money to build it, and then once you sell it, then you pay people back. Or even like when you buy a house, you get a mortgage.
Yeah.
Like if like people aren't out here buying
$250,000 homes in one shot.
Even 250 is like cheap now here.
Yeah, exactly.
But then at the same time, like if there's too much existing debt, then once it can turn into a bubble, and then everybody asks around and it's like, wait, who has the money? It's like, oh, nobody has the money. Oh shit.
That's no good.
So yeah, like I think leveraging debt to build and invest and grow, but then also like doing it sustainably in a way that.
Yeah, it's not a bad strategy if you do it correctly.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
it's
also,
very easy to not do correctly.
No, but also like credit card debt is like stupid percentages. It's like 40%. Like,
Yeah.
I'm talking like 4 or 5% loans to like do something that will make money. Yeah. Anyway,
How about we save the earth with trees?
with the trees, plant more trees.
If you had to choose one philanthropic mission to do, what would you do?
The last time I looked into it, one of the highest returns right now is buying bed nets
For malaria?
for malaria. Yeah. So definitely, like, if anybody still needs bed nets, I would put it into that. Just because you just like wrap yourself in it and then you won't get malaria.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool. Oh, you know what? Tuberculosis. Yeah, I've been. John Green has been advocating for tuberculosis treatment. A ton recently. He like spoke with the UN and they're having all these conferences. But I guess tuberculosis, we're at a place now where like we have everything we need to completely get rid of it.
Interesting.
It's like you take like 2 or 3 pills for a couple months, and you're good. It's just that like wealthier countries have gotten rid of it because like they buy the pills, they find the people that have it. But it's just like a lot of countries with less developed healthcare systems just like don't have the resources to, or they just don't know. Like they don't know that the treatment exists, or they're not able to find everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of those things where if there was like, it seems like if there's like a real global effort, we could just like get rid of it and then it's gone.
That would be crazy.
Yeah,
I think the world has done that with other sicknesses before, right?
Yeah,
like whatever puts people or used to put people into iron lungs. What are the?
Yeah, I forget. I'm not super. There are a couple diseases we have eradicated.
Yeah. Shout out to human ingenuity.
Well, I think we were getting close on malaria. Like Bill Gates was really going hard trying to knock out malaria, but it just like kept popping back up. So I don't think we're...
Yeah, those pesky mosquitoes.
Yeah. Let's see. The 2 infectious diseases that have successfully been eradicated are smallpox in humans and rinderpest in ruminants. I think we almost got polio knocked out. I think there's a little bit of polio left.
Oh, yeah. Polio is what used to put people into the iron lungs.
Yeah, we got... I think we're good on polio in the U.S. It's just some other places we got to get out there and... or somebody has to. I don't know. But yeah, I think we're close with polio, and then malaria. Malaria is definitely a lot less prominent than it was, but I don't think there's enough of a like collective global effort to do the last push. Because the last push is like finding remote places where there's like some dude that doesn't even know they have it yet. So you got to like really go find everybody, or else like that dude gives it to a kid, and then the kid gives it to, and then it picks back up again. But
talking about sicknesses makes me think of zombie apocalypses.
Oh no!
Just how quickly they can spread and how easy it is for it to spread when you straight up just don't know.
What would you do? What would be your philanthropic? So is the idea you can only pick one, or?
I guess so.
Okay, what's your one?
Good question. I was thinking I was just going to build like a library or something.
Yeah, no, that'd be good.
Libraries are cool. I like libraries. I don't know. If I like actually was balling, like straight billionaire, multi-billionaire, I'd probably try to build like a whole ass school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like LeBron style, like.
I don't know what LeBron is doing with a school, but I would try to build.
LeBron made a school in Akron. He made a school in his hometown.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I would love to do something along the lines of
I'm not sure what grades. I think it's maybe like middle and high school or something. But it's like so well funded. Like I think every kid that goes there, automatically your college is paid for or something.
Interesting. Yeah,
don't quote me on that, but it's something crazy like
I would
that
love to do something like that and just build like a nice ass fucking school and try to help pioneer like the future of education, especially with how online education is so rampant, I guess,
Yeah.
now, and how at least personally, like I feel the public schooling system is kind of outdated,
Mm.
and there's a lot of updates that could be made, a lot of quality of life updates for students and teachers. And if I was balling enough to be able to make an institution that could help solve a lot of those quality of life updates,
Yeah.
I would love to have that sort of impact.
Maybe this is a different question, but maybe this is like, I wish teachers would just get paid so much more,
Me too.
because I think it would pay off. Like, you know, like if teachers just got paid like a little bit more, like just enough to not really be struggling, then like the students get so much better quality education, and then we're all just so much more well equipped to go into the world and like do things and create value.
Yeah.
I think it would all come back.
I think they do that in like the Netherlands or something like that.
Probably.
Where they pay, their teachers are super qualified and get paid very well,
Yeah.
very handsomely. I think something like that in the U.S. would be great. But because, just speaking to teachers that I know, it kind of sucks that the two options are, in terms of like making income, the two options are take a pay cut throughout the entire school year so you can get paid throughout the summer when you're not teaching,
Right.
or you don't take that pay cut for the entire school year and you either save enough where you don't have to work over the summer, or you get another job.
You probably have a summer job.
Yeah,
though,
or you get a summer job as a fucking barista
Yeah.
or something just to make ends meet, which is just super ridiculous to me.
I do wonder, sometimes I think about like, okay, if I'm a teacher, like how do I make it work? Like what's my side hustle? I'm like, all right, I go home and I stream on Twitch. That's my side. But then I'm like, oh no, my students will find my Twitch stream. And then that's weird.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's one thing with being a teacher too, is like you kind of have to like keep the distance with your students.
For sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Very interesting topics. I think we're lacking a lot of mentorship nowadays, especially because I've been doing so much research into like tattooing, and like tattoo apprenticeships used to be a really big thing and a really important way for new tattooers and old tattooers to come together and like pass on the traditions. But it seems like nowadays there's a little bit of a struggle with finding apprenticeships in tattoos, just because, I don't know.
Have you tried to find an apprenticeship?
No, not personally, just
Oh.
off of like what I've heard other people say
Oh, okay.
in the arena.
I wonder. I feel like honestly, Tampa's not a bad place for that. I feel like you could definitely find somebody.
Oh yeah, I personally could probably find someone.
Oh, okay.
But in terms of just like the general struggle that I see online in the tattoo world now, and which I'm just freshly brand new to, by the way.
Yeah.
Like I don't know much. I've just been starting to get into it over the past like 2 weeks. That seems to be a problem. But then that also goes on to like a larger scale of just society generally right now, with other things like trades.
Yeah.
How tradespeople feel like they don't have any good like new workers coming up for whatever reason. No one or not many
I think
people want to
that's-
do hard labor trades
Yeah.
anymore.
That feels like the opposite though, where there actually is so much demand for it.
Yeah.
That like you could go to trade school and learn something and like have work to do.
For sure.
Um,
For sure.
I think maybe people just don't want to. Like they'd rather be a YouTuber or. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, here we are doing a podcast.
Yeah, here
we're not plumbers. Like,
yeah, exactly. We're part of the problem for sure.
We're definitely part of the problem. Oh yeah, but with tattoos though, like I think tattooing though is one thing. Like you spoke earlier about how you thought the only way to be an artist was a starving artist, and like only a certain amount of people. Like to some extent, in certain arts, there's only like only so many people will be able to do it. Like I don't think you can't have like a tattoo major at a college and like 1,000 people do it every year and expect all those people to find work.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's something where everybody has to really find their own lane and their individual style. which I think there are a lot of lanes and a lot of individual styles, and probably a lot of people will make it work, but it's tough to just decide on one thing and say, like, I'm just going to be a tattoo artist full-time all day, every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to end the show on a lighter note.
Okay.
Can we talk about something light, something happy, something fresh?
Something happy, something fresh.
Are there any cool things happening coming up?
Honestly, a lot of the planning and time I've been spending in my calendar has been planning for this Chicago, New York trip.
Yeah, say a little bit about that. Maybe give a little word of warning to people in Chicago and New York that you could possibly just let them know that, hey, I'm going to be here between these dates if you want to hang out or something.
Yeah, I mean, the dates are like kind of basically like most of July and then the first week of August. I'm going to do, so like middle 2 weeks of July, I'll be in Chicago. And then like last week of July, first week of August, I'll be in New York. And yeah, so I've got the flights and I got somewhere to sleep, which is like fundamentals. But now just booking more stuff out and just like finding out who's there, finding out what people are available for. Like I was just talking to my friend Shaw yesterday that's doing an audio engineering program, and Shaw was telling me they have, I guess, like open studio hours 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. So Shaw was saying, like, if we wanted to have a session or like work on some stuff, you just show up at 1 p.m. and you book a time slot, and then like go and you have access to like the consoles and all the mics and the kits. And
that's awesome.
So I was like, as much time as you have, I'm there. Like,
yeah,
we will use that student ID. Like,
that's sick.
And then yeah, just like catching up with like friends I have in Chicago that, you know, like, you know, just trying to see where they're at, what they're trying to do, and see if they want to make a video or like come in on a session or
be part of the podcast.
Yeah, I'll do some podcast episodes up there for sure. And then same with New York folks, like seeing what they're up to. New York, actually, I've had like 2 or 3 conversations recently where somebody was like, "Oh, like I'm actually gonna be gone for only the days that you're there." I'm like, "Oh, I get back the day you leave." So, but still though, and especially New York too. Like it's so easy to meet people that even just like the couple friends that I'm tight with that are there, like just being able to hang out with them and like meet some of their friends. And, and just kind of explore that.
There's always something happening in New York.
Yeah, also just like walking around, like riding the train, like you'll just come across some shenanigans.
Yeah, exactly. It's bustling out there, bustling for sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for that. Excited to, like because I was there in December, and like it was pretty cold, but I still really enjoyed it and was happy to go outside and walk around, and so especially being there when it's a little warmer. But yeah, prioritizing like making music, making videos, just like meeting people, hanging out, writing, making art of some kind, and then trying to go to shows when I can. Like I haven't got Pitchfork Music Festival tickets, which is July 19th, 20th, 21st, 19th through the 21st. But like might go to that, and then also Newport Jazz Festival in Rhode Island is like the last few days that I'm in New York. So if I have the funds and like I'm able to make it work, I might go do that. That could be cool to check out. But yeah, for now, just like prioritizing hanging and creating and capturing stuff, and then
just making the most of your time here in Tampa before you go.
And then that's fun too because it motivates me to like do everything I can. In what are we? We're almost done with April, so May and June. Doing what I can in Tampa. And then like bringing the stuff I'm working on up there and like maybe getting input or getting other people to add to it or contribute, and then same thing, bringing stuff I work on up there back down here and kind of trying to foster those collaborations. Should be fun.
Should be fun indeed.
Should be fun. Yeah, and then definitely some podcast content up there.
Oh yeah,
we'll get you on a Zoom call, or if you want to come up for a couple days.
Yeah,
we can plan around that.
I'll definitely try to make it out there for a few days and see what's up, go and travel a little bit, and then obviously we're going to continue doing the podcast to the best of our ability, which honestly I'm pretty confident that we'll be able to, stay consistent.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
Yeah. You have anything light you want to end on? Any positive notes? Something you're hopeful about? How about share some optimism with the people?
I am hopeful and optimistic about this summer and the rest of this year, just based off of people that I've met and projects that I'm excited to do. I'm really optimistic that a lot of these projects are going to be very fulfilling, creatively and personally, and valuable to other people. And just even, I just am such a sucker for positive comments or
Yeah.
or just people supporting. Just like anyone that mentions, oh, I heard you say that on the podcast, or they leave a comment, or even just like a like on a picture on the Instagram, like just means so much to me. And
Yeah.
I'm just really happy to continue to be able to share part of me with people, and hopefully people resonate with that.
Dude, I've been surprisingly like so happy with like literally completely unconcerned with any numbers, and just so happy anytime somebody is like, "Oh yeah, like that part on the podcast where you talk about such and such." I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome."
That is awesome.
Um,
I'm very grateful for when people say that, because
yeah.
no one has to watch this.
No.
And I honestly expect that no one will watch it.
And I'm fine with that. I still enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with it, because just the act of making these episodes is so fulfilling to me personally. But yeah, so that's what I'm happy about. That's what I'm optimistic and hopeful for.
Cool.
And I'm happy to wrap it there.
Cool. You want to do a bongus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do a bongus.
All right. We're going to keep going for a little bit and record the bonus episode. Bonus.
World premiere.
This is a world premiere.
Meow, 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 meow.
Chang Tacular.
Boom.
Boom, boom, boom.
Headshot.
Pew, 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 pew. Anyway, that's on Patreon. Patreon.com/Changhoff. patreon.com/Changhoff. We're going to do that now. If you want to hear it, go on Patreon. The only tier we have is $5 a month right now.
Yep.
And you get the bonus episodes and more secret exclusive perks
Yep.
that will be revealed when you surrender your credit card information. Anyway.
Yeah, so thank you to anyone who will check out the Patreon and subscribe there and help support us. We thank you immensely. And to everyone else who just watched the show, we also thank you equally as immensely. It means a lot. Everything that we make and do for this show is completely for you guys and completely based off of your support. So I thank you every day for allowing me to do things that I love and sharing them. And that was it. That was the episode. Citrussound.com to check out our radio show. Check us out, Changhoff. Changhoff on everything, but mainly Instagram and Patreon and YouTube.
YouTube, yeah.
Cool. And that was the show. Thank you all so much for watching. We're going to move on to the bongus now. Patreon.com/Changhoff.
Changhoff Production.
And that's it.